Hey, what's up guys? I'm going to unbox and review this mini gaming PC by ACE Magician. In fact, let's take a quick look at the back. So there are a couple of configurations. This one is the AMR5 model, gray colored. It has 16 gigs of RAM. There is a 32 gig option, 512 gigabytes of NVMe SSD, which is typically a lot better than SSD because it has the faster bus rates. US spec for this specific one. Now, this has the Ryzen 5800U chip. So for the price, you're actually getting quite a bit of performance. Now, they call it a mini gaming PC. I don't expect this thing to run, the craziest games at the craziest frame rates, but I will try a game or two just to see how it is and some normal usage. So this is what it is. In fact, that came off really quickly, so it looks like there are some upgradable parts. In fact, this is perfect. So it looks like there's another spot for an NVMe SSD here, so this must be the 512 right here. So you could add another one, and we have the two RAM sticks right here, DDR4 memory. So that's actually pretty easy to upgrade. I was literally just taking this and it came apart. So that is very, very convenient. So easy to add storage. We got two USB 3.0s, we got a display port, HDMI, we have a LAN cable. I believe this is limited to gigabit speeds. We have the power right there, and we got two more USBs in the front, USB A 3.0. We got a USB-C right here. We got the audio, we got the power, and then we have the different modes. So they basically advertise it as silent, auto, and performance mode. So I'll try a game or two, play with it. In fact, on the back of this, they have Forza Horizon 4. So I do have the game on Xbox. I'll see if I can install it on this PC as well. So just to give it a try, we got some instruction manuals. So pretty well packaged. And we got the power adapter. So this is 100 to 240 volts. It's 19 volts output at 3.42 amps, which is 65 watts basically. So there's the plug. There it is. And this is probably an HDMI so we have an HDMI to HDMI. So this is the silent mode. You can see it's the blue color. When you put on auto, it's on the green color. That's probably the best mode to be in, and it'll determine if it needs more power or not, or stay quiet. And during the review, I will be on the performance mode just so I'm getting a maximum output out of this thing. But this is when the fans spin on, and it does get a bit louder. So just as a heads up. But we got LEDs on this side. We got it on the top right here, and then we also have it on this side as well. So yeah, there it is. And if you guys want to see what it is, those are the LEDs that are lighting up. Turn it on and start the stopwatch at around the same time. So it takes about 11 seconds or so for it to get to the login page, as you guys will see momentarily. There we go. So right around 11 seconds. And then I can log in, assuming I don't mess up my password. And boom, if I want to go to my YouTube page and then I want to click on a video. So even though the computer just turned on, as you guys could see, it is almost 18,000 miles. Boom. If I want to fast forward, I am on 4K resolution, as you guys can see right here. By the way, these tires are really awesome. So yeah, so this is one example showing you guys that YouTube videos work just fine. And then if I want to go to Netflix, loads decently quickly. Now this is also dependent on my internet speeds, and I do have faster internet speeds. But I want to just show you guys that the computer itself is fine. So if you wanted to use this as a media center, you could, right? And then you could, put it full screen, and oh yeah, obviously the antivirus had to come on. And then, this test wouldn't be complete without doing a speed test, obviously. Now again, there is a gigabit LAN on this, and when they say gigabit hardware wise, usually when you do a speed test, you get right around 940 megabits per second upload and download. Again, I am feeding in a 5 gigabit per second up and down LAN, but because Ethernet cable, but because the LAN on this is limited to gigabit, this is what you could expect. But this shows you guys that you could get to the 940 number essentially. And I wanted to show you guys the logical processors. So Control Shift Escape is the shortcut for Task Manager, by the way. So for CPU, if you guys want to see the logical processors, you guys could see there's 16 logical processors and 8 cores. You guys could see here the base speed is 1.9 gigahertz. We have 16 gigabytes of RAM, SSD, which I believe was a 512 gigabyte, Ethernet, which it's not using, and we have a 512 megabyte dedicated GPU, and it also has a shared 7.7 gigs. So together it's 8.2, but this is really the more important number, the 512. So if you're getting this to just game, I would recommend something more powerful. However, you guys will see momentarily, I have my Xbox One controller hooked up to this, and I am going to play Forza Horizon 4 on this thing. So when my camera decides, there we go camera, to focus on this thing, yeah, you guys will see I am connected via USB to that, and I could play Forza Horizon 4 among other games. However, don't expect to play under 4K resolution. So 1080p, it's fine, but 4K it is going to be laggy. So think of this like a fairly powerful laptop. That's kind of how I see this thing. But general uses and stuff, it's fine. Game launching and stuff. So if I wanted to launch Forza Horizon 4, which is what they showed on the back of this image, you guys could see this is live loading. You know, it takes a minute or two for it to load, but it works just fine. I'm going to power on the Xbox controller while this thing is loading. So there we go. And then Forza will automatically detect your computer and say like, oh, I want to use these settings because they're good for you. I mean, I should say dedicated, targeted for your computer. So there we go. So it did take a minute, but you know, we're up and running. And it does take, like, again, it takes a minute to load. Which, it takes a minute to load anyways, even on the Xbox. So, but the Xbox, if you have a Series X, you can actually play this on 4K. Whereas on this computer, you technically could play it on 4K, but it is going to lag. So, you know, if you don't want it to lag, then, you know, 1080p at 60 frames per second and you're good to go. So there we go. So as long as it's 1080p, you could play this thing without issues. So you can see it's fairly smooth. So yeah. So for something at this price, obviously I had to hit a tree while I was filming. So yeah, so for something at this price range, I would say, like, honestly, I'm surprised it's even playing Forza Horizon 4. So really, I kind of see this thing as a powerful laptop. That's kind of how I see it. And you can even use this as a, you know, if you wanted to hook it up to your living room TV, for instance, you can use this to watch Netflix, you know, Crunchyroll, Hulu, HBO, like, you know, or I should call it Max now, but basically you could watch, like, you know, you can use it as something like that as well, or you could play games on it, you could surf the web, you know, with the full browser and everything. So you basically have a full-on computer. However, don't expect, you know, my standard computer, I'm running an RTX 3090, which is, you know, not the best right now, but it's a very good video card. And just that video card is a few $1,000s. So the fact that you could get a whole computer for less than a fourth of that price is you know, is saying something. So yeah, so there we go. As you guys can see, works just fine. And yeah, so, and let's take a quick look at the settings so you guys could see. So if I click on video, I am on 1920 by 1080 at 60 frames per second, and I'm gonna change it to 4K just so you guys could see it lag. So I'm gonna keep these settings. But you could see, like, the tires, all this stuff, like the scrolling. Look, it's super laggy, right? So again, now I'm gonna go back to 1920 by 1080, and you know, and now it's not laggy anymore. In fact, I guess the tires were always spinning slowly, but you guys saw this part. It's not lagging anymore. So yeah, so I would say that's the extent of it. I mean, but the fact that you could play Forza Horizon 4, which is an awesome game, by the way, is pretty awesome for something this small, as this compact. About the size of a Mac Mini, slightly smaller than a Mac Mini, a little bit thicker on the bottom portion, but slightly smaller. And I am on the performance mode if you guys are wondering. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment sections below. And as always, smash that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.